In your headlines, a man was struck to death by lightning. The Department of Agriculture and Education launched a project for all schools, and the U.S. Embassy officials cautioned their citizens against travel to the TCI. From the PTV Broadcasting Headquarters in Providenciales, your number one source for news, I'm Erica Pinales, delivering the latest from across the country this Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022, right to your door. Newswatch starts now. In today's top story, a very unfortunate incident unfolded on Monday afternoon, leaving one man dead aboard a conch boat out to sea. Newswatch brings you the details.
3 men set out to sea for a day's work. However, tragedy, or in this case, lightning, would strike and only 2 would return alive. At around 2 p.m. on Monday, police and ambulance responded to a dock in Leeward after receiving a call of an unresponsive male aboard a conch boat out to sea. A Good Samaritan aboard a tour boat towed the conch boat to shore, carrying the unresponsive male and his fellow crewmates, docking at the Blue Haven Marina at around 3 p.m. It was there that the man was pronounced dead, said by his crewmates to have been struck multiple times by lightning. We now learn that the deceased was a 56-year-old diver, husband, and father who set out on his daily commute to work when tragedy struck. Rain showers and heavy winds began around 10 a.m. on Monday into the afternoon, so it is likely that the men set out earlier that morning, which at the time showed no signs of intermittent weather to follow hours later. Newswatch extends condolences to the family of the deceased.
The Department of Education, in collaboration with the Department of Agriculture, has embarked on a project titled Let It Grow: Sustainability, Responsibility, Entrepreneurship that seeks to establish farms in all private and public schools in the Turks and Caicos Islands. We bring you the details. Elisanda Lancy, the curriculum planner and project lead, commenting on the program, said, quote, "We subscribe to the notion that growth in the agricultural sector is recognized as one of the main pathways towards sustainable development and poverty reduction. Our goal is to help students create avenues for success while ensuring they are given every opportunity to enhance skills and understanding in fields that lead to social and economic growth for the country." She continued, "This interdisciplinary approach to teaching sustainability in schools will help students learn how to produce their food and care for animals through farming while considering business opportunities in the field of agricultural science. Students will learn how to become self-sufficient, self-reliant, and value team and collaborative work with the end goal of developing and promoting the field," end quote. Schools were reportedly visited by Gemily Lubin, the Education Department Assistant Curricular Planner, and Agriculture Department Extension Officer Mario Smith. We gather that they provided technical assistance with identifying areas for a farm on school grounds and mapping out the best course of action for the project. The department also says that schools were also provided with the necessary resources to kickstart. In addition, Newswatch understands that teachers were trained by the Department of Education and Agriculture on establishing a farm and integrating farming concepts across various subject areas. Farming in Schools project is currently implemented in all public schools and piloted in 2 private schools. Commenting on this project, Honorable Connolly stated, quote, "Farms in Schools is part of our ministry's mandate in collaboration with the Ministry of Education. We look forward to assisting with the necessary support, inclusive of our technical expertise, in an effort to make this initiative a worthwhile one. Congratulations, and I look forward to seeing the introduction of farms in all schools in the second phase," end quote. Also commenting on this project, Honorable Rachel Taylor added, quote, "Through this national school initiative, farming in schools is aligned with our revised curriculum, which encourages social and emotional development through teamwork and collaboration. It develops caring learners, promotes scientific discovery, fosters environmental stewardship, encourages healthy lifestyles, develops good eating habits, and enhances literacy and numeracy skills," end quote. Don't go anywhere. More Newswatch when we return.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Members of the 100 Black Men International Health and Wellness Committee gave Newswatch some updates on their very promising upcoming plans. Take a look. The 100 Black Men is an organization that was started in 1963 in an effort to mentor and take care of the community. Reportedly, the club mentors children where they instill in them the club's 4 principles: mentorship, education, health and wellness, and economic empowerment. In a previous interview, members revealed that the 100 Black Men Club plan to work with what we in the Turks and Caicos Islands already have in place to combine these existing tools with theirs to facilitate a fun and appealing learning experience at their upcoming event.
Things are coming along very well. We have visited all of the islands, and we have spoken with like the DCs and the medical teams on each island, and we think we have enough information to put a great plan in place to help support the Turks and Caicos health and wellness program coming up in June.
Mason told Newswatch that the 100 Black Men members have been venturing to our sister islands to collect data for their upcoming event, which is reportedly going very well.
So I think that we visited South Caicos on Saturday. That was a really great event. On Friday we were in North Caicos again. What we here to do, we visited the islands for the second time to make sure that we have the necessary things in place, people in place, and working out the logistics. Right now we're just working out the logistics and getting from island to island and ensuring that we put in the proper plan in place for this event.
Members took the time to study the issues that our people in our islands experience to compare similar issues experienced in the U.S. for a better understanding on how to plan their grand upcoming event.
So the interesting thing about the island, so again, as the 100 Black Men of America, we're here to support our brothers here in Turks and Caicos. And what we found is that each community, though similar, has different needs. One of the common things is they have the same attitude. The men are much like us in the United States. We don't really want to go to the doctor. It's not something that we run to do, but we need more conversation about it. Issues such as hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol, prostate cancer is huge. It's a huge issue in the United States, and it's one here as well. So we found out each island, though it's different, has a lot of similarities. We're the same across the world. Now, there are different issues like smoking on some islands and drinking on other islands. But again, it's something that all of these things are things that we deal with in the United States, and we're here to support and bring as much help as we possibly can. And what's nice is we seem to have been welcome, and we appreciate it.
If that wasn't enough to get you interested in this grand event, maybe you'd like to involve your kids in what is promised to be a great learning experience.
We have doctors, our cardiovascular surgeons, Dr. Antoine Keller. We have emergency doctors. We have people that specialize in diabetes. We have foot doctors. And let's not forget, we're a mentoring organization, so the important thing is the kids. We've engaged with Mackenzie Messick here. We brought in our specialist, Dr. Calvin Mackey, who's the founder of STEM NOLA. It's a global organization, STEM Global, to engage the kids. And the earlier we teach the kids about health and their heart and their lungs through healthy and fun activities, the more sustainable the message is, because kids keep the parents in check, right?
Some of the activities that are in store for the kids at the event include DIY projects, which will engage them into learning more about their bodies and health.
We have a string of activities for the kids. First and foremost, it won't only just be building the lung or building the heart. We'll have a presentation by Dr. Eric Griggs that take them through activities to get their heart rate pumping and show them how to measure their pulse and things like that. Then we have a series of activities that teach them about the respiratory system and the circulatory system before they get to what we call a big bill, the fun thing. Here's the great thing. Each kid will build one of these and walk away with it. each kid will receive one of these models that they can build with. And when you can work with your hand, we say hands-on mean minds-on. We can see our kids engaged with their hands. That forces them to think, and they develop those 4 critical skills that you get from STEM education. Those 4 skills is critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. Those are transferable skills that they could take to any profession that they decide to go in life.
As children from the Math Lab will also be joining the 100 Black Men event, Lackenzie, the founder of the Math Lab, says he's more than excited as this is something which was more than needed in our islands.
Actually, most look forward looking to the kids and having them engage in this experience, because our kids here, we're not exposed to STEM and the activities that comes with. So we actually looking forward to the partnership with STEM NOLA and STEM Global Action to actually get our kids involved in these projects and get them learning. Like you say, hands-on equals minds-on. So we're actually looking forward to it, especially our organization in partnering with this, because this is actually what we need. We've been dying for this opportunity, so we're looking forward to the kids enjoying themselves and putting together their stuff.
And we understand that the feedback they've gotten from kids and their parents is amazing, as everyone is excited.
Our kids from the Math Lab, we have some kids who are actually going to be attending the program, so they're actually looking forward to it, because from coming to our programs like the coding and the robotics and different things like that, they just actually want to see what's next. So to have them participate in this and actually put together their heart and their lungs, I think their minds are going to be blown. So this is going to be this is just the beginning. As I said, we're going to be forming a partnership so we get more resources to assist more kids and make them engage, and hopefully they can transition to more STEM activities or STEM fields, whether it be science, technology, engineering, or math. So we just hope and look forward to the kids coming and the parents and bringing them kids so they can see exactly what we're trying to accomplish in regard to STEM in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
U.S. Embassy officials cautioned their citizens against travel to the TCI following the spree of serious crime taking place, especially on the island of Provo. Newswatch has more.
The United States Embassy in Nassau has issued an advisory to its citizens to exercise vigilance following an increase in crime in the TCI. Embassy officials reported that they are aware of 5 armed robberies to have taken place, 4 of which outside of hotel and villa establishments in Providenciales, while another took place at an accommodation in Grand Turk. However, by far the most gruesome in recent times was perhaps the American tourist who on Saturday, April 16th, was chopped twice to the arm with a machete in front of his family after thieves made their way into their villa in the Bight. The heroic father received deep wounds to his arm and was taken to the Cheshire Hall Medical Center for treatment before taking the next flight to the U.S. Now, U.S. Embassy officials are asking citizens to pay attention to their surroundings, use caution when walking or driving at night, not to physically resist a robbery attempt, and to remove all valuable items in their vehicles from plain sight. Ever so often, the TCI is placed on the United States travel advisory list as a result of a spike in crime, and the occurrence of serious incidents over the last 2 months makes this instance no surprise. Police have since promised and set out to make significant arrests and increase their presence in order to curb these occurrences.
Don't touch that remote. We'll be right back. Coming up next is your weather forecast.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Here's the latest in your weather forecast. Here's your weather forecast for May 4th, 2022. For the nation's capital, Grand Turk, on Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For South Caicos, sunshine and mixed clouds, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For North and Middle Caicos, sunshine and mixed clouds, high 82, low 75, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For Pared and Pine Key, partly cloudy skies, high 82, low 76, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. And on Providenciales, partly cloudy skies, high 82, low 76, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Now for your sunrise and sunset. Sunrise 6:17 a.m., sunset 7:17 p.m., and for your high tides and low tides, high tides 10:49 a.m., 11:07 p.m., and low tides 4:54 a.m., 4:41 p.m. And that's it for your weather forecast. We'll be right back with more Newswatch.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future.
I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
Welcome back to Newswatch. The Minister of Health and Human Services has updated the country on amendments to health regulations. Take a look. The most anticipated news for the majority of the greater part of 2 years, and three major announcements made by the Minister of Health, Honorable Jamal Robinson, early Monday morning, have been explained in an exclusive with Newswatch.
In terms of the updated regulations, specifically, in terms of the arriving passengers regulations, number one, there will be no more testing for anyone who are re-entering the country, as well as no requirement for insurance to be had. Now, what is remaining for that is for our visitors, they will still have to show proof of vaccination. So those are persons 18 and over. So if you're 17 and below as a visitor, there won't be any requirement for you to have show proof of vaccination. And the other updated regulation is there will be no more mask mandate. Now, again, it doesn't mean you shouldn't wear masks, because COVID isn't completely over, even though it's kind of waning. So if you're still in close spaces with persons and you want to choose to wear a mask in that type of setting, then I would recommend you do so. But the only difference is it's not mandated anymore by law.
Some people are wondering, is it really safe to end mask mandates? Honorable Robinson says that it's a matter of smooth advancement.
Well, it's essentially a natural progression, as persons would have seen over time, and as we've stabilized our cases and kind of come on the outside or the other side of the most recent Omicron spike that we experienced, where we got up to almost 1,000 cases, but we didn't see any severity in terms of the hospitalizations or even death related to Omicron. We're gradually getting to the point where we're gonna be in our new normal, right? So this is just the next natural step in terms of adjusting our entry requirements, as well as adjusting what is on the ground. Now, persons would be aware that, again, COVID is still with us, so this is living with COVID, and that's what we're trying to do. And this is kind of more of a closer pivot towards treating COVID more from a clinical standpoint. So if you have the symptoms and the severity, you present yourself to the hospital and or your clinic and you get the appropriate treatment. So we know this is something that we can live with, so this is the adjustment we are making.
As the ministry is looking for new ways to adjust to life with COVID or the new normal, the minister says that it begins with personal responsibility.
You as an individual have to know that what your likelihood or what your susceptibility to COVID-19 is as an individual. So if you know you have underlying conditions, comorbidities, where if you do get COVID, you're likely to get severely sick. And that's in the instances if you haven't had your vaccination or had your booster shot to date. I would suggest those persons get their third booster shot, given that we know that the booster rate is relatively low at only about 20% of those who would have had the initial vaccination, which we are over 85% of the overall adult population. So protect yourself, right? Even though we are relaxing, and this is something that we are learning to live with more and more each day, it isn't completely over. We believe it's towards the tail end and it's something that we can manage. So we don't really watch, we don't scoreboard watch, so to speak, and I've said that previously, but take the personal responsibility and you use your own personal judgment to know how to protect yourself.
If you haven't heard, there is a fourth booster shot that has been approved more specifically for older residents, and the minister says that he's next in line for his.
We know that the uptick isn't necessarily going to be high there. We're still encouraging persons to even just take the third dose. So again, that's why I said it's personal responsibility, because we do know that the COVID-19 vaccines, their efficacy wanes over time. So how protected you were a year ago when you took the initial vaccination and your protection at this point today, a year later, or even 6 months later, or 3 months later from you being fully inoculated is a lot different. So that's where the boosters were made available and is available free of charge to persons to add that added layer of protection. So I would suggest that persons take up the offer to get the third vaccine as well as the fourth if you've already had your third. I'm planning to do so in very short order myself to get my fourth dose, so I would suggest others do it them too.
Many persons wonder now if the mandates will be re-implemented if things go south and COVID makes a comeback to the dashboard numbers. However, our Minister of Health says that this is not the case.
Well, I expect cases to fluctuate because right now the dominant strand of COVID-19 is the BA2, which is like a subvariant of Omicron, and it's I think 30% more infectious than Omicron was, but it has similar levels of severity in terms of the ability to cause death and or hospitalization. So we could potentially see another spike and another increase in cases, but I don't think that would be something that would warrant us revisiting in short order the mandate for mask removal or any of the entry requirements.
Stay tuned for more of this story in a subsequent newscast. And that brings us to the end of this edition of The Real News. I hate to leave you so soon, but of course, you can join us right back here every weekday at 6:30 p.m. and tap into our social media platforms at www.ptv8tci.com. I'm Erica Penales, keeping you informed, updated, and affiliated. Until next time.